swear, all my luck lately, it's just been horrendous. I guess I'll give everyone a chance to get back in here. Ugh. You two be killing me. You're killing me. You want me to have more viewers, and you want me to get more likes so I can get more stats up and stuff like that. But then you sabotage me. You sabotage me. So it's probably PlayStation that's doing it. I wouldn't even doubt that. Oh, hey, Night Slasher. Long time no see. Goddamn stream keeps crashing. I'm gonna give it a minute for people to come back in so I don't miss anything. If they don't, too bad, they gonna miss. They should be smashing that refresh button. They should be waiting for my rifle. They should be super excited. Can't wait for Shilova-kun to start streaming again so I can see what happens next. Yeah, like that. Just like that. I don't know. It's been a day, I swear. I swear. YouTube does not want me to have a complete stream today. Okay, sometimes the murders that people forgive are way more abnormal than the ones they don't. And that was in.
Good morning, everyone! It is now get ready.
Another beautiful day. Today we have to look for alter ego. Okay, first things first, to the dining hall. I found myself in surprisingly high spirits and hurried to the dining hall. But when I found out what was waiting there for me... ... Is this it? What happened to the others? Aren't they coming? There were only 3 people in the dining hall. Sakura, Hina, and Kyoko. Including me. Only 4 people? God, this is why I hate people who take their sweet time with everything.
However...
Anyway, let's wait a little longer for the others. Fine, I guess. So we decided to wait, in case anyone else showed up. But no longer how long we waited? So, it's 8 o'clock. We've been waiting here for a full hour. Why haven't the others come? Hiro and Celeste have never missed a day, till now. And what I'm really worried about is Hifumi and Taka. They were more than eager than anyone to look for alter ego, and they're not here.
It can't be.
Something must have happened. Huh?
It would seem...
I was careless. I was too distracted by alter ego. But Monokuma gave us a motive. There was no way something wouldn't have happened eventually. Monokuma's motive? Don't tell me it was alter ego. Or the money. I forgot about the money.
$10 million! I've prepared this graduation present for whichever lucky student makes it out of here alive. What do you think? It's 10 million bucks! 10 million smackaroos! It's like totally wowie, wow, am I right?
Don't tell me someone did something for money. That's what I wanted to say, but I didn't bother. I already understood. I understood, and I hated that I did. You can never really know another person completely. Anything can happen here, and you can't consider it strange. Not really.
Hey.
We need to go look for the people who never showed up. Okay, let's go track them down. Without another word, we left the dining hall.
Hey.
We can cover more ground if we split up. Sakura, you go check out the dorms. Make sure to check out all our rooms. Koto, you check the first floor of the school. Meanwhile, I'll check the second floor.
Okay.
Okay, then I guess I'll check the third floor.
Anyway.
Don't take any risks. If anything happens, call for help right away.
But...
I really hope nothing happens. So do I.
Well then.
Okay, let's go. Anxiety was written across each of our faces as we went our separate ways. Without hesitating, I rushed to the first floor of the school. Okay, I need to look around the first floor. As long as you don't disguise your theory, if you know what's gonna happen and you pretend it's a theory, I'll murder you. I'll murder you and I'll ban you from my channel. What? That was Hina! She's supposed to be checking the 3rd floor! I flew up the stairs leading to the 3rd floor. Right away, I saw her standing there in the hallway.
Please!
Makoto! Well, Hina, what's wrong? It's awful. The rec room door was open, and when I looked inside, I saw... What'd you see? I better get the others, right? I'm gonna go get them. You go on ahead, Makoto. Before I could say anything, she was rushing downstairs. The rec room? What did she see in there? At this point, I was used to acting without thinking, so, without thinking, I leapt into the rec room. First thing I saw when I got in the rec room was... Celeste! And she was hurt. Makoto! Celeste, what happened? I was stupid. I got attacked. Attacked by who? I'm not sure. Some sort of strange man. Strange man? A suspicious person whose existence is so unusual. I can't help but call him strange. Without a doubt, it was some sort of strange, suspicious individual. And that man attacked me with the hammer on the ground there. That's like a croquet mallet. What is this? Some kind of wooden hammer or something? Pretty strange design. There was something written on the head. Justice Hammer 1? That is the hammer he attacked me with. I barely managed to avoid the blow, but I stumbled and fell. I now curse my lack of daily exercise. So you were attacked with this? Justice Hammer 1?
Okay.
I found Sakura! Celeste, what on earth happened here? Apparently she was attacked by some kind of strange man. A strange man. Tell us everything you can remember, Celeste. Be as detailed as you can. Well, it all happened earlier this morning. I woke up a little before 7 a.m. Nighttime was not yet over, but I knew it was about to end, so I decided it'd be okay if... I decided to take a little stroll around the 1st floor. I understand now that that was a mistake. Anyway, that is when I first saw the strange man. I was immediately wary of him. He was obviously suspicious, so I decided to follow after him in secret. As I followed, I saw him go into the rec room. I tried to peek through the gap in the door, which is when he noticed me, and that's when you were attacked. It happened after 7 a.m., just after nighttime had ended. So it happened just after 7 o'clock? And that was just about an hour ago, right when we were all meeting in the dining hall. The attack caused me to lose consciousness, which would mean I was unconscious for about an hour. Well, I'm glad you weren't hurt too badly. It's because I begged and groveled for my life. You did?
As for me...
I told him I would do anything if he spared me. I offered to lick his boots, whatever it took.
I see.
So you were willing to throw away all your pride.
Indeed.
It is a necessary skill for survival. Anyway, the important thing now is that we go search for this suspicious individual. If we do not hurry, this could become a serious problem. Celeste, what do you mean by serious problem? When I looked in the rec room, I saw that the suspicious man was not alone. He had with him Hifumi. Hifumi? After he attacked me, he dragged Hifumi away.
What?
You mean Hifumi was kidnapped? Shouldn't we start looking for him then? Listen, Celeste, did anything in particular stand out about this strange guy? Did anything stand out? Well, rather than trying to explain it, it would probably be faster if I simply showed you. Showed us?
Indeed.
This is Hifumi's hand-me-down, his digital camera. You don't mean...
Actually...
I was able to photograph the suspicious individual without him realizing it.
Huh?
Seriously? Let's see it! I would tell you not to be shocked, but I fear it'll do you no good. With that strange comment in mind, we all looked at the camera. What? Well, you were definitely right about the strange part. Their face is totally covered. Is that a robot costume? As I said, a very strange and suspicious individual, yes? So this weird robot guy dragged Hifumi away? And I took this right after being attacked. In other words, a full hour ago. Which is why if we don't hurry, it could become a serious problem.
I see.
I believe I understand what happened. Well, no, there is much I don't understand, but... The point is, someone dressed like that dragged Hifumi away. And it happened over an hour ago.
Just a second.
This is bad. We have to hurry. Celeste, do you know where this mysterious man went? When they left the room, they headed left.
I see.
If that's true, then they were headed towards the stairs leading down to the second floor. Then he must be down there, right? The second floor. That's where Kyoko was supposed to be. Huh. Speaking of which, why isn't Kyoko here? Sorry, I didn't have time to go look for her.
This is bad.
If the strange man did head to the second floor, Kyoko might run into him. We have to hurry. Kyoko's in danger. As soon as the words were out of my mouth, we all rushed out of the room and down to the second floor. Hey,
what?
You two. What's going on? What's all the fuss?
What?
Yeah, you guys are playing a game or something?
What are you saying?
Does it freaking look like we're playing a game? Listen, have either of you seen Kyoko or Hifumi?
You gotta be kidding.
Nope, sure haven't. Are they on this floor? We just got here ourselves. I heard some kind of uproar, so I came coming. I came running. We came in together.
Stop talking.
No, you're just stalking me. Anyway, can you guys help us look for them?
What?
Why? What happened? There's no time now. We'll explain later.
That's fine.
Well, fine. Sounds like something interesting's going on. Hifumi, Kyoko, if you can hear me, say something. Her voice echoed down the hall in vain.
Oh.
Did you hear something? Maybe. Perhaps. I think it came from the library. The library? Okay, let's go. We ran into the library as fast as our legs would carry us. I didn't even read your theory because I didn't want any spoilers. So there. When we opened the door to the library... It hurts. We found Hifumi seriously injured. Are you okay? I'm glad to see you're still alive. It's super bad though. Look at all the blood.
What?
How did you get hurt?
The guy hit me.
What guy?
Robo Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now.
What did you say?
What are you talking about? Oh, sweet Jesus. This just keeps getting stranger. I'm seriously happy Hifumi's still alive, but Robo Justice?
What did you say?
Robo Justice. I'm glad to see he's still alive. That boy took a serious liking!
That guy was Robo Justice.
This Robo Justice you are referring to, this is it not? Is this,
What
is
the
it
hell
not?
am I looking at?
This is the one that attacked Celeste and Hifumi. Isn't that right, Hifumi?
Yeah, that's him.
He's unforgivable.
I'm sure of it. Robo Justice.
It can't be.
He needs some milk. Robo Justice, huh?
Damn.
This just keeps getting stranger. It's a hammer, just like the one Celeste was attacked with in the rec room, but this one is Justice Hammer 2? On top of that, this one's actually a little bigger than the first one.
He attacked me with that hammer. He bogged me right in the head with it.
A hammer that big? I'm surprised you're still okay.
I'm not okay. Look at all this blood.
Hey.
Protein helps heal wounds, you know. Would you like some? I have never heard such a thing. Are you sure it isn't just you? Oh, Jesus.
It's him. Oh, a robot of justice, huh? Now things are really starting to get exciting. What kind of special moves does it have? Can it fly? Can it combine?
As someone who loves super robot animes, this makes me happy.
What?
Why is he here?
Are you okay with this?
Let us not concern ourselves with him. What we need to do now is to get Hifumi to the nurse's office right away. Whatever else we do, he needs to be treated as soon as possible.
Yeah.
You're right, let's go!
Thanks, everyone.
We moved Hifumi to the nurse's office on the first floor so we could take care of his injuries. More like we rolled him there. How are you feeling, Hifumi? You want me to take a look at you?
I'm okay. I think it stopped bleeding. I'm still kind of dizzy, though.
So then,
Perhaps you should rest here a while.
I
Yeah,
suppose.
good idea.
Well then.
The rest of us should get back to looking for that mystery assailant
Yes, indeed.
before another victim appears. The Justice Hammer seems to be increasing in size. First 1 and now 2.
So in other words,
If there's a Justice Hammer 3, we can only assume it's even bigger than the first 2. If you got hit with anything bigger than that, you'd be dead for sure. Tell us what happened to you, Hifumi.
Well, I woke up early this morning and started looking after Alter Ego ahead of everyone else. I went to the 3rd floor, and that's where that strange costume man attacked me. That must have been what I witnessed around 7 this morning. After that, he dragged me to the library and whack! Down came the hammer. That must have been 30 or 40 minutes ago. At around 7:30, in other words, we still would have been in the dining hall. Which means Hina, Sakura, and I worked together, and Kyoko was still with us. So we all have alibis. I was in the laundry room doing my laundry.
Yes!
His black underwear is as black as the pitch black darkness of the blackest night.
What?
Why do you know that?
Isn't it obvious? Because I was peeking.
Anyway, so that means Byakuya and Taka were together at the time, meaning that they also have alibis. And the only ones who don't have alibis for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked are the only two we haven't seen yet, Hiro and Taka. That's it, right?
Very strange.
By the way, what happened to Kyoko? I haven't seen her anywhere. Oh yeah, she was supposed to be checking the second floor, but I didn't see her up there at all. Where could she have disappeared to? She's disappeared, huh? What a strange
So
woman.
that's it.
She might be exactly as I suspected. Hold on. Kyoko was with us in the dining hall when Celeste and Fumi were attacked. So, I'm not talking about who attacked them.
In other words,
I'm referring to what we talked about last night. Who the mastermind spy might be. Are you saying Kyoko's working with the mastermind? That's not possible!
what?
Isn't it? This woman, who seems to be most eager to handle dead bodies, hasn't even revealed her true identity.
Hey.
Save the discussion for later. Right now we need to focus on finding the suspicious individual.
Okay.
Yeah, if we don't hurry, there's only going to be more victims. That might be why Kyoko and Taka and Hiro haven't shown up yet.
She's right. We have to do something about that mystery man first.
Don't worry about me. I'll catch up with you guys after I rest for a bit. Understood. Take care of yourself.
Well then.
Okay, let's go.
So whoever that is running around, why are they wearing that weird costume?
Don't bother looking for reason from a deviant.
What to do? What
So,
to do?
what are we gonna do? Split up and look around?
Our opponent's very dangerous. We don't know what they're capable of, even here.
What?
What's wrong?
I saw a shadow. Something moving around the top of the stairs.
Really? Up on the second floor, then. You bastard! You won't get away from me! We all shot towards the stairs.
He must be around here somewhere. Let's split up and corner him.
Don't take any chances. As soon as you find him, call out and I'll come running.
Oh,
Okay, but what should we yell?
just a second.
Anything, it doesn't matter.
So then,
Then it's ha, okay?
what are you saying?
Ha or doya or whatever you want. Just yell loud enough so we can hear you. Doya? I've never heard of such a reaction. They say that in animes. Okay, whatever. Just hurry up and start looking, okay? Let's go. Here's the robot. Where you hiding? If you don't come out, we're gonna discommission you.
We spread out in every direction to track down the costume suspect. Except for me, who was left at the entrance and actually had to walk around myself manually. Not in here. That strange cry. That had to be Celeste. Came from the floor above. She's on the third floor.
Everyone,
Over here, everyone.
Everyone who heard the scream can't
just
come
a
running.
second.
Celeste, what's wrong?
What?
That was a rather intense scream for someone like you.
I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared. He must be down this hall. Come on, let's go. What is it now?
Huh?
It's really true. But that doesn't matter right now. What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go
What?
check.
What about the suspect? We've gone through all this trouble to capture him, right? Then why don't we split into two groups?
It's all clear now.
I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting.
So then,
Very well then, Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office.
Oh, I don't wanna.
I will leave the capture to the suspicious individual to Toko, Sakura, and Byakuya.
So then.
That's fair. We'll handle it. Just go take care of Fumi. Okay, you guys be careful. I don't want to go down. No, let's go check out.
just a second.
Let's go.
We stormed into the nurse's office, and what greeted us was a world of dripping crimson. Fat ass is dead? Everything was covered in red, and in the center of all this red was Hifumi?
No! What
It
the...
looks like something very bad has happened. I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
No way!
Murdered? You're not serious, are you? He's not really dead, is he? Ah, the 3 people rule.
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
What the? That was the body discovery announcement. The body discovery announcement? When 3 or more people discover the body after a murder, that's what plays. And since we just heard it, that means it must mean Hifumi. Someone killed him. One of us. One of us? And look at that. Celeste said that she pointed to something. Something on the floor. Something that had also been on the floor after the last 2 surprise attacks. Another hammer. Justice Hammer 3. And it's even bigger than the other 2. Just as I suspected. One strike from that and you're finished. Then the killer? There can be no doubt. The suspicious individual. Going by what Hifumi called him. The culprit must be Robo Justice. Whoever's hiding in that costume is the one that killed Hifumi. But, wait. You saw him on the 3rd floor, right? Running back to the hall. So how did he end up in the nurse's office? You're not saying he, like, teleported or something, right?
Are you okay with this?
We can figure that part out later. Right now, we have to tell the others. You're right.
So then...
Then shall we go? Hina, snap out of it. Are you okay, Hina?
Sorry.
I'm not sure I can move right now. I'm feeling kinda... This is a problem. We can't just leave Hina here alone. Okay, then I'll go get everyone. You stay here with Hina. Very well. I'll leave it to you then. Okay, I'll be right back. I tried this on confident and upbeat, but I still hadn't stopped trembling for what I just been through. Everyone else is around the 3rd floor. I have to hurry. That's where everyone was chasing after the suspicious individual. Where was he headed? Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down to the hallway and disappeared. He ran off going further down the hallway. Way to the back of the hallway? Oh boy. That physics lab? As far as I can tell, there's no one here. Still, I feel some kind of presence. Yeah, I'm sure I can feel someone's presence. This presence? It's coming from over there in the back? Nani? I leapt through the doorway, and when I did, I found... another nightmare? The second nightmare of the day was waiting near to greet me. What the? Ah, Taka! There in the pool of his own blood was Taka. Dead. A double murder?
Dangonronpa.
And Fumi's dead body discovered in the nurse's office. Taka's body discovered in the equipment room. I was witness to 2 nightmares, one right after the other. No, they weren't nightmares. This is harsh reality. The true nightmare of this reality. The reality I have to face every day. But still. Why is this happening? Toko? No, she's fainted because of the blood. Relax. She just passed out when she saw the blood. The blood? Oh, that's right. When Toko is, Toko, she has a fear of blood. Huh. I tried everything to get her to wake, but no luck. Just leave her be for now. It's like he said, I should just leave her be for now. Fine, nobody wants to say shit. Another hammer? Justice Hammer 4, and it's even bigger than before! Is that suspicious individual responsible for killing Taka too?
However...
But why is it Justice Hammer 4? What do you mean? Celeste was attacked with Justice Hammer 1, then Hifumi was hit with Justice Hammer 2. But this time, it was Justice Hammer 4. What happened to number 3?
What?
What's the matter? Well, when you mentioned Justice Hammer 3, you just reminded me. Out with it. Do you know something? Actually, Taka's not the only one who's been killed. Hifumi's dead too.
What? Hey!
Hifumi's been killed? Yeah.
I see.
Wait, then why did we get 2 murder announcements from Monokuma? Unless we just happen to both discover both bodies at the same time, which I find that highly unlikely. Then we better go check it out. Of course, come on. Maybe one of them is not dead. So Sakura, Byakuya, and I rushed out of the physics lab. But as soon as we were out of the physics lab, Celeste, aren't you supposed to be waiting in the nurse's office? Something has come up. Yeah, I heard. Hifumi's dead, right?
Indeed.
Well, that's not all. It is gone. Huh? What's gone? It has disappeared. Disappeared? Hifumi's body has disappeared. What? Huh?
What did you say?
What are you talking about? It's disappeared. Don't be ridiculous. We didn't hear 2 announcements. Damn it.
Come on.
Are you serious?
What?
What the heck is happening here? Everyone back to the nurse's office. I practically leapt on the stairs, nearly losing my balance. I reached the nurse's office completely out of breath. I couldn't believe my eyes. Hifumi's body was there just a few minutes earlier. It just disappeared? Me and Celeste went to the bathroom, but we were the only one, gone for a minute. And then when we got back...
Indeed.
This must be the work of the culprit. They must have come and carried the body away. They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're all going to die just like those guys died.
What did you say?
I don't believe this. I don't believe a body would just disappear.
Why?
First, there were 2 murders, and now one of the bodies has been taken. This is unnatural.
Huh?
Hold on. What do you mean 2 murders?
Hina.
Taka's been killed. We found him in the equipment room.
No way!
It can't be Taka too. It can't be. It can't be.
No!
Hina.
Calm down. We're all gonna die. All of us. They're gonna kill all of us. Then who might be the next target be? Toko?
What?
What? Huh? Wait, what? Oh God. I completely forgot. She's still unconscious in the equipment room.
Well,
You left her at the scene of the crime? We didn't have a choice. She's passed out. She refused to wake up.
huh?
So she's still unconscious.
Damn.
Wait, so you knew she was still up there and said nothing? Why? That annoying little insect still clings to me wherever I go. We'd be better off without her.
Bastard!
Calm down. You forgot about her too, didn't you? You have no right to blame me. Everyone stop fighting! Right now we need to hurry back. I can't take this anymore. I don't want anyone else to die.
Damn.
Byakuya, if something happened to Toko, I'll never forgive you. We only heard 1 announcement, so either it was a conveniently timed announcement or one of them's not dead. We ran back to the equipment room at full speed, and when we got there... Toko! Thank God you're okay. But right away I noticed there was something very different here. Oh my God, where the fuck is Taka? Taka's body, we should have been right here, it disappeared!
This
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something? No, it's not a hallucination. I know I saw it before. And what I'm seeing now isn't what I saw before.
Huh?
What, are you saying Taka disappeared too?
Stop talking.
Stop saying disappeared. It didn't just vanish into thin air. Obviously, whoever did this had hidden the body. But why would they do that? I couldn't possibly begin to imagine. Anyway, our costume suspect is clearly continuing his crime spree. We gotta hurry up and catch him before he kills all of us.
Not possible.
Oh, I don't think you have to worry about that. Think about it. Who could possibly be responsible for killing and hiding all these dead bodies?
Well,
With Hifumi's death... Oh no. Hagakure. It can't be. It can't be. With Hifumi's death cry went up, everyone here was together on the third
it
floor.
is so.
After that, we split into two groups. And now this time, y'all came here as a group to from the nurse's office. In other words, the only ones who could have done this are Hiro and Kyoko, who are still missing. Hold on a second. Kyoko has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. There's no question that she was in the dining hall with us. You seem very adamant about defending her. Perhaps you are in love. That's not it at all!
Fine.
Well, anyway, yes, I do accept Kyoko's alibi.
Let's see.
Which means the suspicious individual we're looking for could be none other than Hiro. Which further means there will be no more murders. The regulations are very clear about that. Oh, that's right, there's a rule that you can only kill a max of 2 people.
That's right.
As long as that rule's in place, there will be no third murder. If they were to break that rule...
I'd mince you without a second thought. Mince you, grind you, turn you into paste. By the way, did you know that fish paste can also be referred to as shellfish? Like shrimp or crabs?
Indeed.
Let's see.
So, since 2 people have been killed, there's no possibility of any more.
Perhaps.
You knew that from getting, didn't you, Byakuya? Which means that you knew Toko was never in any danger. I still meant it when I said we'd be better off without her, though.
In other words,
Anyway, with that in mind, we can now relax and search for the 2 missing bodies. The 2 missing bodies. 2 people have been killed and their bodies have been hidden. The only one without an alibi, the only one who could have done it is Hiro. But is he really the killer? And what about Kyoko? If she's not involved in the case, where did she go?
what?
Hey, Makoto, what's the matter? Huh? Oh, no, it's nothing. Whatever. We need to find those bodies. Our little narrative here can't move forward.
So then,
Very well, then let us split up and begin searching.
but
There is no need to be afraid. No more murders will take place during this case.
I mean,
I know that. I mean, I think I do. But
Hina.
if you're so nervous, I'll come with
Huh?
you. Oh, okay, thank you. No need to thank me. Let's get moving. Yell out if you find anything. Byakuya left the equipment room, followed by the others. I have to try to find the 2 missing bodies, too. I still don't believe there's 2 bodies. Especially if we end up with a 3rd body somehow. Because we think there's 2 bodies, and easily a 3rd person getting murdered. I don't like it.
huh?
Where could 2 dead bodies have disappeared to?
Damn.
We need to search for the bodies that have disappeared. What happens after that? Huh? The door must be locked. Why is this door locked? Why is the door locked? Why no one talk about it? Give me coins. That room is locked and no one's gonna talk about it. You think Fat Man's still alive? Could be. It could be. Though, Taka and his strong sense of justice, he could easily been wearing the Justice Robot costume. But I don't know. I thought I had this game figured out last time, and the game said, fuck you, you don't know shit, and I sure was wrong. I've heard one of the best things that people like about this game is that the plot twists are really, really done well. So even if you think you know, you never know. Makoto,
Come on.
why are you just standing there? We need to get to the repository. Huh? You mean
Indeed.
I found them? Hifumi and Taka's bodies have both been hidden in the repository.
Goodbye.
I already told Hina and Sakura. We'll go on ahead. Their bodies were in the repository? The fuck is a repository? Oh, is the repository the room next to the art room that was locked that I couldn't get into? It's not my fault that I couldn't get in there because the game wouldn't let me go into there. Fucking game. Are the bodies here somewhere? Like, I don't know. I have to wonder where they could have been hidden. Up ahead's the repository. The doorknob turned. I guess it's unlocked. Then I have no choice but to go inside. So I opened the door, and when I entered, I saw... The two bodies that disappeared were right there. The smell of blood made me gag. What I saw before my eyes was unquestionable, unavoidable, unwavering reality. And then I heard the announcement for a second time. What the... Wait a minute. Now we're hearing it?
A body has been discovered!
Okay, that means one of you fucks was not dead before.
After a certain amount of time.
And so here we are.
The
Without further ado,
Monokuma file!
Let me give you all the next Monokuma file. I was gonna hand them out to you when you found the bodies the first time, but I thought something might happen. What? It was really hard to resist, but it turns out I was right.
Because one of them wasn't dead? Just hand it over already.
Punishment is
Now,
waiting
make sure
for
to
you.
investigate with all of your mental might and prepare for the class trial.
See ya later!
Well then, now that we found the bodies, all that's left is to uncover the culprit.
What the heck?
Hold on! How can you be so calm? I mean, they're dead, you know?
That's terrible.
Dead. Gone forever, and they're never coming back. Awful. This is just all too awful. Hina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Hifumi's lifeless body.
Who would do this? Why? Why?
Large wet tears fell from her eyes. The tears landed on Hifumi's cheeks. If this were some kind of world of make-believe, that might have been when Hifumi would open his eyes. But this wasn't a movie. Oh my fucking god. This wasn't. This wasn't.
He's alive again? Where am I?
That means somebody else just got murdered. I just said it. I just fucking said it. I said it. There was no announcement when we found them, so that means that one of them wasn't dead, which means that two-body rule isn't in effect yet, which means that a third person can still get murdered. And it just happened.
Cold. So cold. Is winter coming?
Game of Thrones reference.
Hifumi! Wake up!
That's right. I remember now. Hope's Peak.
Come on, you gotta wake up!
I remember everything before I met you all. I met you all.
Wait, he knew us before this, just like that photograph we found. His memories are all blending together. He has nothing useful to offer us.
The light, it's reaching out to me like the tail of a comet.
Hey, Hifumi! Who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasuhiro.
Taka. His eyes closed, and they never opened again. Death for the second time? Absolute, undeniable death. No matter how many more of Hina's tears flashed on his face, there was no second miracle. Reality set in again. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can't restore a person's vitality.
Honestly.
You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins, no calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat.
Stop talking.
You're just angry. Going out of his way to return, just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. He said we all met before. That coincides with the photograph I found earlier. Now, this game has become exceedingly boring. He said Yasuhiro, right?
Then perhaps...
Yasuhiro Kagakure. Oh no. That's the only person he could have been referring to.
So, in other words,
And with that, the case is solved. Assaulting people and even killing Taka and Ifumi? And then going so far to hide the bodies. A criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers. Is that what Hiro is?
What is this?
If it's true, I can't forgive him. No way I can ever forgive him. To kill two of our friends.
that's fine.
Anyway, it's about time we track down the culprit in our little life or death game here. Although, this time it's not all that life or death. The trial will conclude without much trouble.
Indeed.
Yes, it does look that way. It's never going to be that cut and dry. It's going to begin again. We have to go through this one more time. I have to accept it. I have no choice but to go through with this to make sure everyone survives. I just have to do it. You're good, Piranha. It's okay. I'm not going to force you guys to stay here, but I would like it when you guys are here. Victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's it?
Very strange.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before. That's just no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could tell anyways. Maybe.
Well,
There's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while. Are you talking about Kyoko?
perhaps.
Without a doubt. She has an alibi for when Celeste and Fumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? An accomplice?
An accomplice!
What are you doing here?
Monokuma
Don't be rude!
appears!
I'm here to answer your question.
What question?
Yep.
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, right? During the first class trial?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
In other words,
You can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
so then.
So you're saying nobody worked together this time either?
Hey,
Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in the murder, only one blackened can graduate. An accomplice gets nothing.
So in other words,
Then we only need to figure out what that one blacken is that did the killing, right? Just like normal.
Well,
Okay, well, let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is
Green!
the one true blackened who devised the murder plot and put it to action.
The true blacken? So just one
Well
person.
now,
That's enough for explainifying. Now, it's down to the final battle between all of you and the blackened. So good luck to all the contestants.
So there can only be one blackened. An accomplice wouldn't benefit. Then I can't see any way Kyoko would have been connected to this case at all. You may be right. If that's true, then Kyoko, where are you?
however,
As long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation.
indeed.
I have absolutely no doubt that Heroes is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information.
So,
You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone a suspect just in case? I'm talking about the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack.
what?
I'm offended.
What did you...
I've been looking all over for you, Master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found.
You SOB!
And with you there, milk sack swimmer girl.
Huh?
Milk sack?
You gotta be kidding!
Why do I gotta be a suspect?
What the heck?
Well, I mean, you are a serial killer.
What?
So I'm like a special guest suspect every time. I have an alibi, you know.
Well, she's right about that. When we heard Ifumi scream, she was with me. And when the bodies were disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's body set aside. I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body.
Yep.
Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing.
What are you saying?
That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about.
Let's see.
On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again.
So then.
Hina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina? Sure. I'd be totally useless on the investigation anyway.
it's all clear now.
Then that's that. Let's begin. This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems. Justice hammers? The hammers are missing. There are hammers of all different sizes hanging on the walls, although some are more like mallets. Mallets? Could the justice hammers have been designed using these as a model? Either way, all the hammers have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait, for some reason, this one hammer isn't dirty at all, and it's wet. Did someone wash it recently? Spotless hammer. Taka, he'll never move again. According to Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found a Justice Hammer 4 in the body in the equipment room. Is that what it was used to kill him? And there's a tarp laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way there wouldn't be any blood left when the body was moved. Nice. But they sure as hell didn't for you. Hifumi's big, cold body's laying on the floor. His really big body. I mean, how on earth was a killer able to move someone so big? From the nurse's office, where he was discovered, to here in the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing it? How the hell? It's no good, I just don't get it. I can think about it later. For now, I just have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. Probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Huh? Wait. Something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. That's it. His glasses. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. Now they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that, and why? There's only one way in and out of this room. There's definitely a lock on the door, but it can only be locked from inside the repository. I don't see any way to lock it from in the art room. Byakit, do you think Hiro really did it? I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and the murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. And the last thing Hifumi said before he died was, yeah, he said Hiro's name.
So in other words...
Then there's no room to suspect anyone else. Okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's the fool of the century, you see. I mean, he is kind of dumb. But do you really think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere.
What?
And is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case? Well, no. There are a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the bodies? They probably figured we couldn't find the bodies. We couldn't find the bodies. We couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we? Actually, yeah, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. Is that really all there is to it? The other thing that bothers me is, why did they bother killing 2 people?
What?
Because all the rule says that if you can kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So, if you're the killer, your number one priority is not getting caught. But killing 2 people means more clues. More chances you'll get found out.
I see.
Hold on, perhaps. I see. So that's what it means. Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends. What's with that attitude? But you have my appreciation.
Goodbye.
Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all. His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository. He talked as if he'd figured something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? Emphasis on kill? I have a theory. I have a theory. I have a theory. I don't think the killer killed both of them. I think the killer only killed one of them.
So,
Hey, Makoto, I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository. Huh? What is it? After Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together.
But...
And we came right to the repository to, look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked, and we couldn't get inside. It was locked? And we came here as soon as the search started, so there's no way someone could have beat us here. So, if that's true, who locked it, and why is it unlocked now? I wondered the same thing. The door was locked when we searched for the bodies began, and now it's wide open. There might be some secret lurking in here, but I'll probably have to leave this area to figure it out. Yeah. The door can only be locked from inside the repository, which makes me wonder... Hina and Sakura both confirmed that the door was locked after the search of the bodies began. And the door is designed so that it can only be locked from inside the repository. In other words, when Hina checked it, someone had already gone into the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked and left, which is why it's unlocked now. So that certain someone, Hina claims that there's no way someone could have beaten them to the repository. Was it the killer who's roaming free still, or was it one of the victims?
I think it was Fumi. That's a methinks.
There are many aspects to the incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that's happened.
So then...
Would you like my help?
Sure.
Let's look back on things. This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. We waited for the others, but no one showed up, so we decided to go look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search. And soon after we split up, Kyoko disappeared. After that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room on the 3rd floor, then quickly came and got you and me. According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found her, meaning just after 7. Based on the picture Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. It was Robo Justice. It also became clear that this Robo Justice had dragged Hifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Byakuya, we began searching for the costume assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor, then resumed our search. But not long after leaving the nurse's office... What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving around the top of the stairs. Based on Celeste's claims, we went up to the 2nd floor, where we split up and began searching. Then right after that, Celeste screamed. This time, she had apparently seen the suspect on the 3rd floor. Hearing her screams, we quickly made our way to the 3rd floor. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared. And then... What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been... Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back. At that point, we decided to split up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office. Meanwhile, you, Byakuya, and Toko pursued the suspect up on the 3rd floor. When we got back to the nurse's office, I found Hifumi's corpse, which is also when we heard the body discovery announcement play. I left Celeste and Hina alone and headed back up to the 3rd floor to tell the others what had happened.
However...
But at the same time, we discovered Taka's body in the equipment room, which means Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered right around the same time. Because I remember hearing the body discovery announcement played right after finding Taka. And that's when I showed up and told you and Byakuya that Hifumi had been killed, right? Then you, me, and Byakuya all headed back to the nurse's office, leaving behind Toko, who had fainted. But as soon as we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who just arrived to tell us something very unusual. Hifumi's body disappeared! We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that his corpse was in fact gone. I hate to say it, but Celeste is the one that's been acting the weirdest out of all of this, because this whole time, during all these murders and stuff like that, she has been calm and collected, but this time, for this case, for some reason, she seems rattled, and that's not like her, so she's acting weird, and I don't like it. We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that his corpse was in fact gone. And she's the ultimate gambler, and the motive is money. Then we remembered we had abandoned the unconscious Toko and headed back to the equipment room. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something? This time Taka's body disappeared. So from there we began our search for both of the missing bodies. And after some time, Celeste told us she found the bodies, and we all were headed for the repository. And there we discovered the 2 bodies that had apparently vanished. And that brings us up to now. Looking back, things have certainly been very active. If you want to look back at the case again, just let me know. I'm fine at any time. And every time something happens, Celeste was the one that told us. Why, Celeste? Why? During that first body announcement, it had to be for Taka. And Fumi wasn't dead. You don't just come back to life like that. He was probably just knocked the fuck out. Dolly doesn't have the handles. I saw this Daru before. I guess it's used to move around statues. It's kind of awkward, but if you've been down, it's not too hard to use. Huh? But wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? And look at the wheel. There's a blood stain on it. And there's blood in the wheel of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that? There's gotta be a clue around here somewhere. Maybe we should check somewhere else. There are some places I already know about. First, the nurse's office where Fumi was found. Then the equipment room where Taka was found. The big suspect. Celeste, please don't let it be you. Please don't let it be you, Celeste. Please don't let it be you, Celeste. You're my waifu, I love you. But you would do it for money, you gambling bitch. What are you doing, Celeste? I'm not investigating anything, precisely speaking. I'm simply going around seeing if Hiro might be hiding somewhere. What about you? Oh, you know, I'm just checking this and that. The main thing on my mind is how someone could have moved Hifumi's body.
Let's see.
How Hifumi was moved, huh? When it disappeared, you were supposed to be in the nurse's office, right?
Yes, indeed.
Correct. Hina was not feeling well, so I stayed behind to look after her. But she seemed to be getting worse, so I took her to the bathroom. And when you got back, the body was gone. It could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. Yeah, Hina said the same thing. And the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time. Unless there was an accomplice, and there was cahoots. I don't know, though. Yeah, I'm thinking the body was moved with the dolly. It has to be, because there was blood on it, and it wasn't even in that room. It was definitely used to move Taka's body. I don't know. I don't know if it was moved. I don't know if it was used to move Hifumi's body, because he said whoever was in the repository, was it one of the people who killed them, or was it one of the victims? I think Hifumi walked his fat ass over to the repository anyway, so I don't think Hifumi's body's ever moved. I'm pretty sure he walked himself. Maybe he was moving Taka's body. I feel like Hifumi murdered Taka and then someone murdered Hifumi or something like that. I'm not sure though. Someone used the opportunity to do like a double murder and win or something like that. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it might have been that. I don't know where Kyoko and Hagakure are, but Celeste seems really suspicious, but I don't know how she would have done it because she was with somebody pretty much all the time. Unless, of course, she was making it convenient, like getting Hina out of the room to the bathroom, for a minute, but just so enough so the killer could move the body. So, I don't know. So there's something suspicious about Celeste, for sure. And I would say there might be cahoots. There could be cahoots, but it might have been unintended cahoots. Someone could have been an unknowing accomplice, easily, to carry off someone as big as Hifumi in only a couple of minutes is... I can't think of anything less than impossible. So let's count. Better not be her, though. I like her. She waifu. Refrigerator. I wonder if there's anything to drink inside. After everything I've been through, I'm totally parched. Maybe just a quick peek. There's a bunch of blood packets in here. There's a bunch of blood packets in here. There's a bunch of blood packets in here. Just easily, someone could just lay down and squirt some blood on themselves and make it look like they were murdered. Like the fat ass. That's why his glasses weren't dirty. Fight time with the evidence. I'll say that's wrong. Okay, I'll say I agree. Doesn't help me though. I'm not a vampire. Oh, can I not take that as evidence? Because someone could have easily have used that for to just throw us off the trail. A blood red herring, you might say. I'm so funny. It's just a normal trash can. Huh? Wait, there's something inside. It's too small to be a handkerchief. It's a glasses cleaning cloth. And it's got some kind of anime character on it. But it's covered in blood.
Oh.
Did you find something? Yeah, there was a cleaning cloth in the trash can. A cleaning cloth? And it's all bloody. Whoever this belonged to must have used it to wipe up some blood. But who would have needed to do something like that? Hifumi, so he could see when he was walking around. Might be important. Yep. Hifumi and Celeste are the biggest suspects here. Hagakura being missing is just way too easy. This game is not like that. It's just not like that. Basic motherfucker. Makoto be like, did he mean like, Age how? So that's be like, oh my, it's so dirty. No, this is the second floor. Where's Kyoko? She's okay. One thing I know is the first body announcement was for Taka, the second one was for Hifumi. I already checked here. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this. Oh, the little piece of hair. Oh, that's right. That's right. You're right. I went the perverted way of it. I was sleeping right here when the killer carried the body away. I'm super pissed I missed such an ultimately rare event. There's some kind of tire mark going through the pool of blood in the middle of the room. That reminds me, about the dolly in the repository. There was blood on its tire. Could that blood have come from here? Which could mean that Taka's body was moved from the equipment room to the repository using the dolly. Both rooms are on the 3rd floor, so that should have definitely been possible. But even if the dolly was used to move Taka's body, what about Hifumi? Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office on the 1st floor. Even with the dolly, there's no way to get it up to the 3rd floor. Yeah, he walked his fat ass up here. I'm still sticking by it. He's the one that took Taka to the repository with the fake blood on him, so he wasn't actually dead. But then when he took the body to that room, then he was murdered by someone. Justice Hammer 4, the weapon that was used to kill Taka. There's a tarp. I feel like I've seen someone before, and just recently too. Oh, come on, Makoto. Really, with nothing else to say about the tarp. You really have nothing to say. That is not an air purifier. So this is where you were. I've been looking for you. You have? I wanted to thank you for what you did. Not that you meant to, but you ended up making this little game of ours very interesting indeed. You should go to Hiro's room. Oh, and let me give you this. Meet in the dining hall. This is the note Hiro wrote us to get us all to meet up, right? You remember well. Well, the penmanship was pretty remarkable, so it left an impression.
It's all clear
Oh,
now.
I said that. Anyway, this makes it clear, right? This is a trap. What is? Things grow ever more exciting. Oh, what are you talking about? I've already repaid my debt. I don't owe you any more explanation.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. You're not such a bad guy. I like you. So you said to go to Hiro's room, but what's waiting for me there? Probably that bloody robot costume. Because of course, whoever the killer was would have planted that costume in Hiro's room just to make him look like he was a suspect. The door's unlocked? I guess I can go inside. Byakuya did say go take a look. It might not be a great idea, but I'm gonna take the plunge. This is Hiro's room. There's all kinds of weird stuff in here. Where do you even get it all from? More importantly, he still hasn't turned up, which means he can't really complain if I don't get his permission to search his room, right? I think there's something in the cardboard box. It's blueprints for something, and some things made out of, it looks like cardboard, plastic, and plaster? Is this Robo Justice? And it's in Hiro's room? But wait, these blueprints, something about them bothers me. That's not his handwriting. That's not his handwriting. That's not his handwriting. I knew it. It's not him. It's too obvious. It's not him. I did not want to... No. I'm still looking. I soundlessly checked the bathroom. Nothing in here. It's pretty grungy, though. How does a bathroom even get this dirty? It's a normal bed, pretty much like the one in my room. I can't check his toolkit. I guess that was all that was in here, huh? Makoto, big news! Big news! What's wrong? We found Kyoko! What? Is she okay? Where's she? Wait, I wasn't done. There's more big news.
Just a second.
Robo Justice showed up too! Robo Justice? It's Hiro wearing the costume.
Okay.
Anyway, as soon as you can, head to the pool on the second floor. I think Hiro and Kyoko would turn up at the same time. Anyway, I have to head to the pool. I still don't buy it. Someone stuffed him in that costume, or he fell asleep in it. Or knocked him out and put him in the costume. Kyoko and... I mean... Man, I've had the worst day. Hiro? Hiro?
Oh, hey, Makoto.
Yeah, who else would I be? That's a good question. Oh, what? Why do I look like this? What? Did someone come along and remodel me while sleeping? Was it the Illuminati? I don't think it can't be him. It can't be him. It's not him. It's not Hagakure. It's too easy. Robo Justice finally made his appearance, huh? I guess Kyoko's the one that found him. Apparently that ridiculous object is Hiro. I'd ask Kyoko for the details if I were you. I am positive that's the suspicious individual that attacked me. Allegedly.
Right.
I found Hiro. He was jammed into the pool room locker. It looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and woke him up.
Don't be mean.
He was asleep. I still can't believe you kicked me. You could have been a little more gentle about it. Like, I don't know, caress my face or something.
What?
That's creepy. Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace.
Wow.
There was something I had to check up on. What do you mean? Never mind. I can't never mind.
nothing.
Never mind.
Hey.
More importantly, she says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know that people think that she might be spying for the mastermind? First of all, Hiro, you need to explain to us why you're dressed like that.
I mean...
Huh? Oh, well, I mean, I have no idea. 1 second I was asleep. I don't even know how that happened. Then I woke up, and then I was here. I don't care. Something about that costume. It pains me just to look at you. Huh? Well,
Let me out of here!
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something you can't take off by yourself?
Got it all wrong!
I didn't make this stupid friggin' thing!
It seems...
There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him. It took everyone's help, but slowly we were able to get Hiro out of the suit. It took a few minutes, but eventually we got all the pieces off. Whoa! Free at last! Isn't it kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits Hiro?
So then...
More to the point, nobody but Hiro would be able to wear that costume. Wait, what? Hold on a sec.
Honestly.
Don't bother trying to act innocent. The blueprints were in your room as well.
Is that okay?
In other words, it is obvious to everyone that you made this costume. That's true. I saw the blueprints myself. They weren't in his handwriting, though. Yeah, me too.
Could it be...
Then it's obvious. The one who put the costume on and went around attacking everyone
That's terrible!
was Hiro. Shall we tie him up and gag him?
Just the worst.
Good idea. We wouldn't want him killing anyone else. What? Tie me up? Hold on, guys. I think that's going a little far.
That's right.
He may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment. Yeah, I mean, attacking? Blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
What the heck?
You can't talk your way out of this one. It's been decided. You killed them. What? Killed who? I have no idea what you're talking about. There must be a fake hero running around.
What are you saying?
You're the only one who can wear this costume. Who else could have possibly been who possibly could have been the costume attacker? How do you know I'm the only one? Maybe you should try it on for yourself before you convict me.
Okay.
Fine, if you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will. Without missing a beat, Hina started putting on the Robo Justice costume.
Huh. See? Look. See how loose it is? I mean, come on. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's not a very nice thing to say.
Wouldn't matter if you're not the killer.
I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hiro could have fit into this dumb costume.
In a huff, Hina took the suit back off again.
Ah.
Well, now you're all out of excuses. No, see, it's because you're a girl. If it was another guy, then... Makoto, go ahead. Okay. Against my will, I picked up the pieces off the floor and tried putting them on. It's no good. The arms are too long. There's no way I can wear this.
Just a second.
See? I told you it was impossible. You're absolutely right. It seems this costume was made to fit Hiro's body exactly.
But
then there's another costume. They must have the one that looks the same, but it fits them.
Honestly.
If you insist on this line of defense, then show us some evidence.
what the heck?
Evidence? You claim there's another suit, yes? Then you must find it and show it to us. What the heck?
That's the worst.
Who cares? Hiro's the only one without an alibi doing this whole thing anyway.
That's terrible.
Which is how we know it was him.
What?
I mean, is this really true? I have no idea what's been happening. Could someone, tell me? Robo Justice costume added to my troop book.
What the heck?
If you don't mind telling me what's going on, how am I supposed to understand? I think I figured out that someone's been killed, right? Hey, Makoto, who was it? Well, 2 people were killed. Taka and Hifumi. What? 2 people?
Just the worst.
Why are you freaking out? You did it. I did not. Wait, hold on. If those 2 were the ones that were killed.
How about that?
That's it. I know who did it.
So then...
You may as well tell us then. Taka and Hifumi were fighting over alter
I'm
ego,
at
right?
least 30%
Which means
right.
alter ego and or Chihiro must have done it.
Correct.
I see. That's unfortunate.
Please.
Unfortunate?
What the heck?
Stop trying to trick us. Just admit you did it, okay? I'm telling you, you got it all wrong.
Oh, so
I know.
then.
That note. Note? Last night, someone slipped a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole we maybe can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. But the last thing I remember is going to the rec room, then for some reason I fell asleep.
Hey.
The real killer probably drugged me or something.
It's the worst.
Not a chance.
So,
No, hold on. He could be onto something. The nurse's office did have chemicals that could do that. What? Really? I told you, someone's trying to set me up. A secret passage, a chance to escape? Someone wrote that all to trick me. Even if that's true, you must be one dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that floats in front of you. Well, after being trapped here for so long, even you know it's a lie. You still gotta check, right? They prayed on the desire to get out of here. They deceived me. I still don't buy it.
Don't be mean.
Well, you should buy
Just
it.
a second.
Okay, then show us that note. With pleasure. I have it right here in my pocket.
No way.
Looks like I lost it. Yeah, sure.
Please.
You gotta believe me. I want her to fly. As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us the note? I have no particular issue with what you claim, but if you want us to believe you, give us a reason. What the hell? For serious? Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins. Why do we need to keep investigating? We already know who did it.
What the heck?
Why? Why did you kill them? Tell us, hero. No, it's like I
It's
said.
the worst.
Was it really to get money that Monokuma offered us? Yeah, that must be it. You must have totally broken, that's why. Wait, that's a false accusation! Someone help me!
What are you saying?
Just be thankful we haven't bound and gagged you. If you have time to yell and carry on, you have time to search for your evidence, right? What? You're right. I need to look for some second suit in that note. Fate, don't fail me now! Guess I'd better get back to guard duty. I was gonna ask Toko, Genocide Jack to switch with me. But if she or Sakura got into a fight, we'd have a catastrophe on our hand. Well, bye. One by one, everyone peeled away.
Makoto,
Do you have a second? Huh? I want you to help me with the investigation.
it would seem...
It looks like I got a late start in this one, so I need to make up some ground. Sure, I don't mind helping, but can you promise me something? Later, when we have time, will you tell me why you disappeared?
Why is that?
No. To reject me so simply!
Anyway,
I need your help. You don't mind, do you? Okay.
shall we go?
Thanks. Now then, shall we?
Hey,
You've been the most suspicious since this game started. So, Makoto, first I'd like to examine the corpses. Examine the corpses? I can't believe I'm hearing a girl from the same girl from the same age as me. Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living. Wouldn't you agree? How am I supposed to answer?
anyway,
We have to hurry before the class trial begins again. Yeah, you're right. Okay, then show me where the bodies are. They're in the repository. Then I guess we should head that way for now. To the third floor. Fumi and Taka. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid, but only for a moment.
so then,
Well then, let's get started. She crouched down next to Taka and without hesitation began poking and prodding the bodies.
I knew it.
The Monokuma was right. They were killed using similar weapons. Her movements were so smooth. She was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little bit more comfortable.
I see.
Makoto, I found something. You did?
Hey.
You remember the wristwatch Taka was wearing in his left hand? He did?
Whew.
Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much? No, that's not it. Anyway, you said he had a watch?
So then,
Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving, right? It most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant. And if you notice, the hands are frozen at just past 6 o'clock. So that would mean the watch was broken sometime just after 6.
that's right.
But last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken. Hey you, how long will you keep us waiting? It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all those little boys and girls.
In other words,
So if it worked at 10 o'clock last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m. Meaning it must have happened at 6 this morning. Nice.
however,
And that's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something. You're right. There's something white in there.
Makoto,
Can you try and pry it out? Me?
because
Rigor mortis has already set in. Boys are better suited to this kind of manual labor, right? Okay. As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's cold hand. The ice-cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. After some effort, I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist. A piece of paper.
hey,
Was that all they had in his hand? Yeah, that's it. It's a little scrap of paper. Doesn't seem much of a clue, does it?
is that right?
I wonder about that. Kyoko then turned Hifumi's body.
So then,
Let's check Hifumi's body now. Perhaps he's left us a few clues of his own. We're not gonna look at it? Okay. Totally fine. The biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to move Hifumi's massive corpse from the nurse's office to the repository. I'm telling you, he walked there himself. I just can't see how that's possible. Further, it seems that Hifumi died from a blow to the head. He was most likely killed during Justice Hammer 3, which we found in the nurse's office. But we also know one of the mallets was washed off in here. When we found his body in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now they're spotless. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses clean? But who would do that and why? I still think he did it. So did you find anything? More than I expected, to be honest. Look at this. A wad of paper. I cannot stop yawning. Hifumi had it hidden on him. Hidden?
indeed.
He stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he's hidden it on purpose, you see. His pants? Wait, so
Why is that?
It was just his pants, not like his socks or something. I don't know what that means.
Hey,
Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto, open it up. I think about how it was stuffed on his pants. I was like, ugh, this better be important, Hifumi, or I'll never forgive you for this. A note! I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone. It's Hiro's note.
so,
That sounds very familiar. That's it. That's the same thing Hiro said. Then he was telling us the truth.
however,
Although it's not exactly the same, is it? Yeah, his note said 1 a.m. Yeah, his said 1 a.m. This was at 6. Time is different. Hiro told us that his note was set to meet us at 1.
is
This
that
was at
right?
6. Hold on, just because Hifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him. Huh?
So,
Part of it's been torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning here. There's some meaning to the part that's being ripped. You mean you can explain? Oh my god, Makoto,
Hey.
think carefully. Why would he have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly? I have no idea.
so then,
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something more important like that become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer. What's on the other side?
hey,
Is that a photo? And while we're at it, I should tell you one other thing. The two victims this time definitely had their e-handbooks on them. So the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out. Not that there's any reason to think that they were connected to the killing in the first place. So you're saying I don't have to think about the handbooks this time, right?
is that right?
If you didn't have time to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to mention it. All I said is that they weren't used to help carry out the murders. There may come a point, however, where a handbook may play a role. A handbook may play a role? I don't think I understand. But if Kyoko thinks it's important, I better keep it in mind. God damn it.
Are you excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial
I kind of like it
to
that
begin!
they do it this way, that they let you figure out the murder in the trial rather than before the trial
Like the
begins.
bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death. And so, with no further ado, everyone please meet at the usual spot. Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It would seem...
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself, and come to a proper conclusion. Yeah, you're right.
Shall we go?
Oh, okay. Gulp. So ominous every time. I love it. It's so spoopy. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. Since we were all there,
Monokuma!
What the fuck?
He's multiplied.
Wrong.
Not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I'm multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma?
Can we just get down the elevator already?
Boy.
You're not playing along. Along.
We're not here to play with you.
Okay. Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train or elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please!
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
What the heck?
I told you already, I didn't do it for serious.
That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume or the note?
Well, no, but
How unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit.
Hey,
this isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Fumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive. And for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka. The one who killed two of our friends. The killer is someone right here.
Damn.
I don't like Monokuma's carefree attitude.
Just the worst.
Let's hurry up and go so we can make Hero pay for his crimes.
Were you listening? Wait till we get to the courtroom to begin your arguing.
It would appear the culprit has been confirmed. This trial will be over in no time.
God, I hope it's not you, Celeste. I feel like it's Celeste.
Yes.
My gut feeling says it's Celeste. I don't want it to be.
Come on, Big Mac, let's do it.
It wasn't me. You gotta believe me.
hey,
The story begins when we get down there.
I feel like Kyoko has some kind of connection to all this. For some reason. That's why she's so calm about this. She knows exactly what's going on. The doors close on their own, and the steel box begin to move. Clicking in the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator door slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate.
It's different this time. When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
And because of you.
Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
What? What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial.
Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after a commercial break. I'd never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get in your side seats.
And so the curtain opened once again. Makoto be like, you're sick, it's not the good part. And Makoto be like,
It's right. It is the good part.
a deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna look at my things. Okay.
Victims were Hifumi and Taka. The cause of blow to the head. Each is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. The tarp was found in the repository under Kiyotaka's left body. It was apparently used to move Taka in order to avoid leaving bloodstains. But it was never used for Hifumi because Hifumi was walking around because Hifumi wasn't dead yet. The dolly was found when their body was rediscovered in the repository. This specific dolly has no handles, and the blood was found on one of its wheels. It is assumed that this is the same dolly that was in the equipment room where Kiyotaka's body was originally discovered. I still feel like Hifumi killed Taka and then someone killed Hifumi. When they were first found in the nurse's office, Hifumi's glasses were covered in blood. However, when they were not, because he's a fucking liar, hammers of all shapes and sizes were found in the repository. One of them was found wet and had apparently been recently washed. The door connecting the art room to the repository was designed to open only from the repository side. This must have been the weapon that killed Hifumi in there when the real murderer actually struck him. According to Aoi, it was locked during our search for the missing body. However, when the body was rediscovered, it had somehow been unlocked because Hifumi is the only one that could have done that because he was in there. He opened it. A puddle of blood was found in the equipment room where Kiyotaka's body was found. Tire track. The cloth was found in a trash can in the nurse's office. It was branded with a popular cartoon character and was found with blood on it. One has to wonder if someone used it to wipe some blood away. Fumi's body disappeared when Celeste and Aoi left the nurse's office to use the bathroom. Apparently, they weren't gone for more than a minute or two. This is the note that Yasuhiro wrote to get everyone to meet in the dining hall. Meet in the dining hall is all it says. The handwriting is remarkably neat and clear. These are the blueprints of Robo Justice, which were found in Yasuhiro's room. It's not his handwriting. That's not his handwriting. No one but Yasuhiro could have possibly fit into the costume. In addition, anyone wearing it would not be able to see their feet or bend their waist at more than 90 degrees. Apparently, Yasuhiro received a mysterious note last night. If I found a hole maybe we can use to escape, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet the rec room at 1 a.m. Kiyotaka's wristwatch broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock. Piranha, I'm not gonna do any more RP. I'm about to get to the good part. just let me do the let me do this. Let me do this. Why haven't you been to the sick? Why haven't you been to a doctor yet? Because no one can catch you. That's why.
Let us get to the good part!
No, we have not looked at this. That bothered me because it's obviously connected to this, and no one is saying why. His notes at 6 a.m. Someone was setting up everyone, that's for sure. Someone was setting up everyone. And for some reason, this thing not being a clue is a clue. God, I have 17 truth bullets now. Jesus Christ. Increases the time limit for each phase. Oh, effective during the class trial. Steadies your aim a little. Effective during the non-stop debate and the hangman's gambit. Ooh. Increases damage to the opponent. It's like the more I hang out with my friends, the stronger I get. My resolve gets stronger. Increases bullet capacity. I'm missing so many skills though. How do I get more skills?
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it!
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it! You killed them!
Calm down, Hina.
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know, I don't know, I don't know!
Is Hiro really the killer, or for anything else? We have to make that clear.
Everything we found in your room, the blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true! It's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did you...
No! Just hold on a second!
Compelling evidence that Hiro is a killer. Is that really true?
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I know he could have put it on by himself, though. This is the note that Hero wrote. Hold on, sis.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hero, why?
No! Just hold on a second!
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough.
No, that's wrong.
Nice.
Are we sure Hero really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hero wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hero's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hero's innocent as well.
And I thought this the whole
Who
time.
was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hero said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
Of course, he passes it on to me.
Who was in the Robo...
It was Hero.
I got it! Other than Hero, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any
However-
sense! You just said Hero didn't do it!
It makes perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
That's what I'm saying.
So what you're saying is...
I never thought he was the one.
The culprit in this case has nothing
God,
to
I still
do
think
with
it's
being
Celeste.
in the
Please don't be
Robo-Justice
Celeste.
suit.
I don't want it to be anyone.
What?
It's gonna be Celeste, though.
Now that's a bold assumption! And what reason do you have to make
Her
such a
involvement in this
statement?
case has been way too
You do
suspicious.
have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
I got it!
There's still one more thing. There was only one dollar, right?
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What's with that attitude?
Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room. And then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway. We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on.
Excuse me,
around
I have
you.
busted open 3 cases already. Never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. Maybe I can change her mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. A new element's been added. A new one? Really? Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're going to add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit to how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the triangle button won't be enough to handle them. Now, it'll cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing square. Just like locking on, you'll have to press square in time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that the square button now has a function, along with the X and square. You'll automatically reload at the start of fever time, and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all, which is that. You're gonna make me do bullet time already? Oh, Jesus.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Do your worst. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
Ah, it's more stressful now!
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident. As they wheeled the body out of the room, and as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jesus, Celeste really hate me that
Well,
much?
anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
This is case 4, though.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
I look back at how the body was moved, and it'll become clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? You can't move in that costume.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room, and from there, the body was moved to the...
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off.
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have it.
Well, yeah. All you'd have to do is bend over. Then you can
No,
push the
Hina-
dolly
oh,
across
I
so the
missed.
killer just carted the body off the...
If you accept, then you must realize that who...
Sorry,
I missed.
I don't think I
As we know, Taka, and from there, the body...
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body, then loaded it onto the dolly.
Now, keep in mind...
Well, yeah. All you'd have to do is bend over.
No, he's wrong. You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got it anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me! Not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. It's like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in its heart.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
There's absolutely no chance the costume's taken off just to move the body, because you can't take it off by yourself.
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
He needed help taking it off.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hiro wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right!
So, it's really, really true that Robo-Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
Oh, yeah, okay. I see what you mean.
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo-Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt?
That guy hit me.
What guy?
Robo-Justice. That's why I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it before we rush to a verdict. Shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then. Let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library.
Hiro's probably just drugged. He didn't even know what was going on. And then Hifumi could have easily played part of the victim. And Celeste could have easily played part of the victim. Because I think it might have been Hifumi and Celeste. No, I don't want it.
He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office,
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the third floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Buying Hifumi enough time to move around. I'm still sticking by it. Still sticking by it. I don't know all the specifics, but I know it had to have gone down like that.
At that point, we decided to divide up into two groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the third floor to let the others know what had happened.
meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the three of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising. We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. We hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time,
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation, and from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of the case, I have to find them no matter what.
So, regarding Taka's, I wonder if he died before, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
No. Taka came first. I can't prove it yet, but Taka came first.
what makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer, while Taka's death came...
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed while Taka's death came...
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, I wonder if he, or perhaps it was...
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi, while Taka's
Taka's death came from a swing of Justice.
See?
That's not gonna. That's not gonna. It ain't gonna. It's gotta be the wristwatch.
obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding, I wonder if we, or perhaps it was.
We already know what order they were killed. Taka came last.
Oh, missed.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came.
Oof.
So, I wonder if we, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in.
It's not a
Taka
contradiction.
came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice
it's because of the
Hammers.
watch. Okay, fuck you then.
Shoot!
So, regarding,
I wonder if we, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in.
It's not that either?
Shoot!
Okay then.
So, regarding Taka, I wonder if we, or perhaps it was. We already know Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with justice while Taka's death came from a swing.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after. So, regarding Taka, I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order Taka came last.
What makes you
Then it
say
has to
Because
be
of the
here.
numbering of the Justice Hammers.
No. Oh wait, I forgot. I have that thing where I can suck it up like Kirby and spit it somebody else off.
Perhaps it was
I forgot
after.
that I could even do
We
that.
already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
I didn't mean to do that.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed while Taka's death came.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after. So, I wonder if, or perhaps
would I
it
need
was.
the last
We already
one?
know Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed while
Why
Taka.
can't I? How do I do it again? Fucking game. That doesn't tell me how. I think it just had to hold.
Stare came from a swing.
Hold
See?
triangle.
So it's obvious Taka came after.
so, regarding Taka,
I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
No, it's wrong.
I forgot I could even do that.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their action.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Now I understand.
Mice.
I got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
it must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Hey, you! How long are you keep us waiting? And he looked at his wristwatch at 10 o'clock, and then
so if
Taka!
it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
Not me.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window, because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe. When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
He was faking
I
it.
know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared.
Considering Monokuma's announcement didn't come until his real death.
When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said, his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Yep, called it.
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another... No!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
Oh yeah. Oh, it most certainly is.
Are you
What else blood was found in the equipment room where Kiyotaka's body was initially found? Fumi's body disappeared when Celeste and I left the nurse's office to use the bathroom.
saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. It is impossible. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement...
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
body discovery announcement was only made once. That much I'm sure of.
Are you saying that when we first found him, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. It is impossible. Hifumi was dead. Without, and you know that how shortly you heard the body discovery announcement, along with the rest of us, Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement...
Are we really so sure about maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery?
Nope.
Shoot!
Are you saying...
Boy, oh boy, God, it's hard. I always know what I want to say, but I don't know how the game wants me to say it. That doesn't make any sense.
Saying that when we first found him, there's a chance he was actually still...
No. It is Hifumi was dead. And you know that how shortly you heard the body discovered. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why...
Are we really... Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. It is impossible. Hifumi was dead. And you know that how shortly you heard the body discovery about Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why...
Are we really so... Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first... There's a chance he was actually still alive?
God damn it!
Shoot!
What a fail.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. It is Hifumi was dead. And you know that how shortly you heard the body discovery. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement...
Are we really so... Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found... There's a chance he...
No. It is if Hifumi was dead. And you know that how shortly you heard the body discovery. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Thank you.
That's wrong.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if two bodies had been found, there really should have been two announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into
We
one.
heard the second announcement.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail, but what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty. He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time.
So
Which
when
means,
the second time
even if we
Hifumi
find the
quote-unquote
same
died,
body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
second by discovery. Played the first one on the 20th. The second time was when... Is it not? Oh my god. Oh my god, fuck you, game! Oh, come on. It was... I was right!
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository
asshole.
when we rediscovered the two bodies. It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find and show everyone. Well, it's obviously his glasses.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body, and then, from me, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw him, it was in the
But when you compare his body before being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
No, it's wrong! In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
Why are you so mad at Makoto? He didn't do anything.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean, and the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles. From Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I
highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... what exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
And it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
It was Hifumi.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains
One
how
thing
the
I
door
don't
to
get
the
is
repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside, which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, Someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead. And when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The note? Can I actually show this where I'll get penalized?
Shoot!
Oh, come on! Ugh! I should have just went with my gut, thinking if this makes sense, then of course I should pick the other thing, because that'll make even less sense. So that's gotta be, of course, what exactly the game wants, then!
I got it!
Get stupid!
You're talking
Get
about
so
the note
stupid!
Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been... I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy! Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right? Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Just Like Jack is seriously scary. But still, I can't let it get to me. Hifumi didn't have the watch. Taka had the watch. Oh my god. Okay, hopefully it's the spotless hammer, because that's the only thing we haven't used yet.
Huffy had the note, right? And the person it was in must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
It doesn't. Okay.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what time did it say to
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Please let me help.
No, that's wrong! No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. You've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it? Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Oh, nah, y'all want to see it. Nah, y'all want to see it.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from, I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
No.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
I don't think Genocide Jill would tell you to watch your language. She's not
And
one to
what might
correct
that
you.
be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a
Job,
brain
Peter.
knocking
I
around
already
that
figured
skull
that
of
out.
yours after.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though.
Compliment.
I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were
Neither.
accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
None
Is
of
it
them.
not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
I have the answer to that.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer? Maybe Justice Hammer?
Well, whatever, there's one thing. How was the culprit able to... How did nobody witness them carry...
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance. Check out murdergear.com/hammer.
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers. And...
No, that's wrong.
Like, wait, that has to be it.
The murder weapon wasn't a justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris, but for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean. And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least, that's what we thought at first, but...
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate, assuming the rule holds true. It is simply impossible that two people work together on it.
That is how the rule was explained.
But that only really applies if there's one murder. In this case, however, there were two murders.
Is the possibility of a accomplice real insane?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us,
any of these.
even if more than one person, only the one who actually carried out the act, assuming the rule holds true. It is simply impossible that two...
That is how the rule was...
But that only really applies if there's... In this case, however, there were two murders.
Oh my god, let me have it!
Based on the rules, even if more than one, only the one who actually assuming the rule holds true. It is
That is how the rule was
But that only really applies if there's one. In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been made, even if more than one person, only the one who actually carried out the act
I said, it was someone murdered the murder, but...
It is simply
No, it's wrong.
It's totally possible if it wasn't planned. The accomplice didn't know they were an accomplice.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime, and based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact in the very beginning. I realized it pretty early myself. Which is why she said not to look at this from a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing. Although, if you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at
I
this.
understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions and in the end murdered him. In the debates up until now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Oh, you're gonna make me select somebody? Oh, no. Oh, my God. The only person I suspect is Celeste. It can't be, right? She has been the only
Here's my
suspicious one.
answer.
Oh, no, Celeste.
It was
No.
Celeste.
Waifu.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot! Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
I called it, and I didn't want to be right.
Shoot!
That wasn't the alerting of us.
I got it!
Fine.
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Sorry.
Excuse
As
me?
he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I thought it was so weird that she was getting so involved, and that she was actually showing emotion about it.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor.
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
And when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
I noticed all this too. It was just all suspicious from the beginning. No, waifu.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
It was to get us to divide into two groups, so that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up. Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor. Everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
I certainly was not expecting this. Then I imagined that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it! Everything! The whole thing was one big act!
Tina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
He must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're all going to die here just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office.
Celeste never saw Taka's body.
The entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
I love him.
Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Yakuyo said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. What's he alluding to?
All I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened, and they must be positive we are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said was, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die. Just, and that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to. What was so strange about Celeste's
I lost
comment?
my bullet. I need my bullet back.
All I said, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die. Just like those guys died. And that is all.
And that's all it takes. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
No.
Shoot. All I said was...
Also, it's not gonna have anything to do with this.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us. Standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish it. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said, they must really be enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened, and they must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
It's not that either. Great, I only have one left. I'm gonna fail
All
this.
I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us standing around.
How was the word
frightened
all
and
weird?
Confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
The weird thing is that
That
she
is all
wasn't
I
supposed to
said.
know about Taka's body. It has to be
that's
those
all
guys.
it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was
But
so
I
strange
don't
about
know what it
Celeste's
wants me
comment?
to put there. Yeah, she didn't know about Taka's body. I know that's the weird thing. That's what I'm trying to prove. But this game, man. How the fuck am I supposed to... God, I know what I want to say. It's just, I'm actually looking back at the stream so I can see what they're saying without me wasting time. I know that's cheating, but I don't give a fuck. Wait.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be, oh, we are all going to die. We are going to die. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be positively, we are all going to die here. We are going to die.
Just like those guys died.
No, it's wrong. Finally. That's all I was trying to say.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations?
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on. And then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, another possibility is... It has to be this.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi. But the person in the robot suit, we've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Fumi was dragging the suspect away. Is that really possible? No, they do not have similar proportions at all.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing if the person inside the suit was unconscious. There's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Oh, yes, there is. God, I hope I'm right. But since the costume had no way of letting you bend at the waist...
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed. Then you just draped me up. You tried to make me look like...
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, if the person inside the suit, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Yeah!
No, it's wrong. No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that, because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
No waistline.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate? Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate? Celeste? Clearly! You want to cram me into your little guilty box? Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Who's attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right, I remember their name.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hatakure!
Wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
Did he say people's last names?
I got it!
Didn't he?
That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal.
He was told to.
But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. there's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit. Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather. Yasuhiro is a loser's name. Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
So I still won't give up. So then I have to do something to make her accept it. Oh, the e-handbook. It's gonna be the e-handbook this time.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have...
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told any...
How many times do I have to tap you?
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me...
Oh, yes, I do.
No, that's wrong. That's it. The handbook.
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
Start up here, let's play your name! It also has many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened, please? Just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
All bitch is going down. Was it seduction? I don't know what this picture is of. I don't like it. What is that a picture of? Okay, I'm gonna skip it for now. His was at 1. It's at 1 a.m. He walks in. No! Gets knocked the fuck out. They put him in the suit. She sets out the picture. Third part. Oh man, just get it with chips. Come on now. Oh man, I don't remember which hammer he was killing. Just 2. Oh no, he was killed with... time Taka was supposed to go? 6 a.m. He's checking his watch. Okay, that makes sense. And here he come, and then smack. You fuck. I never liked Hifumi. Son of a bitch. Justice Hammer that he was killed. That was 4. She showed me a picture of it, and then library, that's where we found Justice Hammer 2, which was a fake. And then just I guess. The one with blood, that was 3. And then that's when you push the body. So much. And then the one without the number. The spotless hammer. Okay, the only thing I think of that it could be is this, because it's matching what he's doing there, just being a weird perv.
The killer is you!
I'm going with it.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder.
I did it!
And that person was Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
You dick.
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, We left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office, and once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is... Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
No, waifu!
Lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no, Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
Got kind of rough there, got a little hairy there. But I still got my A. Yay.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no, I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
Oh, Celeste, no. You also killed Hifumi. We can let her off the hook, right? She's not evil. She killed the person I hated the most.
It is
I'm not
indeed
mad at
the
her.
moment we've all been
She's still my
waiting for.
waifu.
Time to vote, okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Oh, I don't want it.
What? It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised this whole stinking scheme was... Celestia Lunenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yoshihiro!
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks.
You even looked into the third game? Well, you better shut your mouth because I'm going to play all four of them, damn it. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Ifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Ifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then,
Then did you use, I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does he mean... Is she talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What? Wait, what are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation.
I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other words,
Then you're the one that stole it.
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And use it to drag Hifumi into the plan you come up with. Right again. Last night after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit.
What are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you, alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it.
So
And I
then,
have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken the you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I actually heard my cousin told me that this Ultra Despair Girls is actually super important to the story, even though it's a side game. I still have to play it, so I'm going to play all 4. I give a shit about side games if they're still important. Like Kingdom Hearts, obviously. I play Chain of Memories and shit.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how did he do it? He was supposed to yell she was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her.
You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh.
He did?
as for me,
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime. An absolute crime. I know he got a little crazy, but
Say what?
I never imagined he would go that far.
It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was.
I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm gonna kill him.
Unforgivable!
I'm gonna fucking kill him.
most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands.
Actually,
Taka's planning to use her to escape, and he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean.
Taka's gonna try to kill you.
indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself.
That bastard.
Completely unforgivable!
Bastard.
Honestly,
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts?
Absolutely not. How could I?
I swear I will save her!
actually,
Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I've come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete.
What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange custom Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it.
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you'd actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course, that wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while we were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly right up to the moment of his death.
So in the end...
So you had planned to kill him all along. But of course. There would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like Byakuya!
I wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then, what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million that Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. That's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life began here, my only thought has been escape.
But
all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little
Obviously,
bitch.
that was a lie!
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch!
I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you know why?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me...
And it was all for that dream. And what was this dream of yours?
Isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. A castle? And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers/bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires to satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge,
There is
but
nothing to be done.
unfortunately my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel
do
nothing.
you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
It's what we should be saying, and plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. That's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I do not fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
hey,
You just get executed again. Celeste smiled then. And when she did it, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings. But that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Y'all done? Okay, let's get rolling. The Black and disturbed the peace and must pay the price.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Oh no.
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What? Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Oh, she's still my favorite waifu. She killed the person I hated the most. I don't hate you. No, I don't want it. No, Celeste. No. I don't want it. Is there gonna be a roulette table? Blackjack? Pinball? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no. jeez. Well, goddamn. It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friends, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. Yeah, I hung out with her a few times. And for him to just come along and...
Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their own regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value in your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope onto the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here!
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
Oh no, that wasn't it. that was me.
God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of a key type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So what's the deal with that?
What?
What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine. What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh.
Oh man, jeez. Oh man, oh gee. Well, what do you mean? Well, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it.
What was that just now? Mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Okay, things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's about time I get out of here.
Well?
Yeah, well, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
See ya later!
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although, it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey, Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you? Most likely, it's a key to one of the dressing room lockers. I kind of figured that.
Huh?
What? Then that means... Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well, we better go check.
indeed.
We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said, I'm going on alone from here. Everyone else head back to the dining hall. I'll check with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
So,
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of you're a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You. Please, let me go. Standing there arguing is just going to draw more attention to us. Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
well then.
And it's up to you now. I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
shall we go?
Yeah,
So then,
we need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw...
You really came.
It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please just wait a little longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do here all on your own at the school? Is that why you wanted to come in here with me?
However,
Regardless, that's not something you need to know about right now. I don't need to know. It just makes me even more worried.
what?
Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation? When you do
Indeed.
that, it's only natural that they think that I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No! I believe in you!
What?
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? And that's why I want you to tell me. I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then
That's fine.
fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see... yes, that what I heard from Kyoko then was... Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back. She said it was way in the back of the boys' storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? What the fuck? Is this allowed? What the fuck? Is this allowed? It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about, could it really be hidden here? She said it was way in the back of the storage closet. But I mean, seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet, and suddenly, as if I were being yanked in... At the same time I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out, the back wall was like a revolving door, and I'd made my way to the other side. Just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
There's a secret room. So this is the secret room? But what's in here? There's a bunch of files, and what looks like volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy student registry. This is the only thing in here that's not covered in dust. Has someone been looking through it recently? I slipped the file into my hand. But before I had a chance to look at it, a slip of paper fell at the file, and I turned my attention to it. What's this? You must not leave? That's kind of weird. I could understand if it said, like, I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? Oh no! A strange sound ran out through my head. It felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth. And then, darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. Ow! Apparently something hit me, and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. An empty bookshelf. Huh? Empty? Gone. It's all gone. The yearbooks, student registry, and even the note that had fallen to the floor. It's all gone? What does this mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room, get some rest. My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back towards my room. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. The further I worked, the more I felt things are getting blurry. I can't see in front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... As if from a vast distance I heard a sound. It was faint, but undeniable. That sound is coming from the gym? As I desperately hauled my shaky frame towards the gym, the sound got louder, stronger, and stronger. What's going on? It can't be nothing. Here in the gym? I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Sakura! Before me, there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move or even breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
Deal?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat. No longer compromise. No longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay, but you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then could it be the mastermind spy is Sakura? Way to cliffhang. Yeah, Super Robot Justice. Three's a crowd. Alright, well that's gonna be it for the Dangonronpa stream, so I hope you guys will join me in the next stream. I might do another stream after this. I did plan on playing some horror games tonight, but it's actually just a lot later than I thought it might be. So I'll see, because I do have to get up early-ish in the morning. I might play a little bit. But thank you guys for watching Dangonronpa, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Buenas noches.